One more thing. When God says that the sun will go down at 12 noon, and then darkness will be, it's like he's talking to the elite and telling them that the sun's going to go down at 12 noon, right? So that's why the elite are going to shut the simulator off at 12 noon. But what God is really talking about, because it's really nighttime right now, it's really 4 in the morning, and it says it's 4 p.m. Because everything is upside down. God is telling them that He is going to cut the power at 12 noon. 12 noon, God's time, right, is 12 midnight, the elite's time. So when God is saying He's going to turn that the sun off at 12 noon, He's talking about His time. The cry at midnight, when a rapture happens, it's really 12 noon, His time. So when you guys shut that sun off on May 21st, and you shut it off, you guys shut it off at noon, well, it's really midnight. It's really midnight. I think it would be the 21st full day or the 20th the full day. Not sure, but you see where I'm getting at here? Because this sun, and again, if it's not true, right? If you don't believe that this sun is a simulator, this whole sky is a simulator, if you don't believe it, and then you see that it does happen, that the sun does shut off at 12 noon, and then 3 days later, I'm thinking it might be the same thing. Look, it's in the ballpark, but either way, like I said, my calendar is between Enoch's and Harold Camping's. There's a three-day difference between both of them, and I'm probably in between all of them. So, but if you don't believe that this stuff is fake, like end times, decoding end times, where hey Robin, how do you, I mean, when a light bulb goes out, what are you gonna do, climb a really huge ladder to change the light bulb? No, you get 3 Polacks, and 2 of them are gonna stand on top of the hovercraft, and then one of them is going to, 2 of them are gonna steer the hovercraft, and then one's going to stand on top of it, and they're going to spin like this, and then the one Pollock's just going to hold the bulb like that, and you're going to spin. Yeah, I can get away with saying that because I'm half of a Pollock. All right, that's why I've done a lot of dumb shit in my life. I can blame it on the Polish side. So anyway, that sun. Oh yeah. If you don't believe it, okay, fine. 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 If you don't believe it and you see it happening, are you going to think that I'm God? No, of course not. You're going to believe what I said, that it's all fake. Now, I could have been like Steve, and I said this. I could have just said, hey, yeah, the sun's going to turn off 12 noon, May 21st, 2019. And then come the 24th at midnight, right? It's going to turn, the sky's going to open up, and we're going to see the brightest sun we've ever seen before. And then I would be worshipped as a god if I didn't tell everybody that I talk to that the elite are, and it makes it hard. It does make it harder actually to try to convince people that the elite can actually have. My brother still doesn't believe it. They can actually have a sun simulator floating around, and it's like it's harder to convince people that. But I could have just said that that's going to happen and just shut my mouth, and then wait for it to happen, and then people will be worshiping me like I'm God. I wouldn't even feel right. That's why I tell people, look, the elite have mimicked everything about God that imaginable, and God has been silent, because that's what he is. He's silent. He's allowing it to happen. So when it does happen, no, you're not going to think I'm God. None of you. You're going to just believe that, yeah. And again, the days might be off a little bit. A couple hours here or there, maybe 12-hour difference, maybe 3-day difference. Either way, because I look at it like they're going to party for 3.5 days, and there's going to be a 3.5-day period where they really think, okay, well, that's it. That's it. It's definitely it. There's no more. And then, you know, that's if you guys aren't fully involved in this. Again, I'm going back and forth. It's just the way it is. I don't think you guys are dumb enough to truly think that you're going to get away with it and go against God, but I do believe that Steve has the information, that he knows a lot about what's going on, and he is in charge of all this. So, yeah, maybe I give the elite too much credit sometimes, but anyway, so God is saying, because at first I'm thinking, well, the sun's going to go from the west to the east. Possible. You guys still might do that, but it's going to happen 12 noon on May 21st of this year. And so whether you shut it off at 12 noon, just understand this. Here on the East Coast and Jerusalem time, when it's 6:59 and 59 seconds in the AM, it's 11:59 and 59 seconds PM here in Philadelphia, the Eastern Standard Time Zone. It's a 7-hour difference, which means as soon as that second ticks, it's exactly 12 midnight, the very beginning, and at the height of evening, 6 p.m., clicking over to the 7. So just keep that in mind when it comes to the cry at midnight, whether it starts at Jerusalem and the rapture happens in Jerusalem time and you see it happening then, well, then you know, then it's evening here and it happens evening here and midnight there. Or if it happens midnight here, then it's already in the morning there, 6 a.m. in the morning. But that, I'm not really sure about that either. But so just know that God plans on turning the sun off at noon. But in order for the elite to play that out, they have to believe that it's noon, the world's time, but not understanding that God is really meaning his time. His time doesn't change. You guys altered the calendar, the dates. You got all these calendars to try to confuse people. It's not confusing me. I mean, I'm just like swimming right through your deception and all your fiery arrows that you're shooting at me with lies. And it's the God calendar. The calendar of God is what I'm going by, not man's calendar. So when they say that, yeah, I can see how God words it to make you think. That way you guys can play it out. Have that sun, turn that bulb off at 12 noon. Because think about how much either way, it's one of the two, okay? It's going to happen. One of the two. It either turns back noon and starts to go back towards the east. So if it's noon in California, then it'll be 1 o'clock in the next time zone. And if it takes an hour to travel back to there, well, then it'll be 2 o'clock, and then it'll be 3, and then 4, and 5, and 6, and it'll just go all the way back. That'll get everybody's attention from west to east. But at the same time, when it's 12 noon, and the sun, it's going to be a bright day, okay? I will guarantee it. On May 21st, 2019, it is going to be a sunny, beautiful day, and then no clouds, and that sun is out, and then it goes and drops, and man, people are going to be like, what in the hell? And then that's the beginning of it, and man, I just can't wait. I can't wait. I mean, I'm gonna wait, but you know what I mean? It's hard to contain myself. I mean, the excitement about it, because I know that it has to be so terrifying and frightening. People have to be so scared out of their wits. And I come across people every day, and it's like, that verse pops in my head where it says, just let those who are evil, let them be evil still. If they're righteous, let them be righteous still. You know what? How can I explain all this in a conversation? I can't. I've been explaining this every day for 2 years, and I'm still not done. There's just, it's never ending, okay? It's never ending. Thank God I don't have a script. I'm thinking of this off the top of my head. Yeah. I don't wear glasses that can protrude the holographic script in front of my eyes. Nope, not at all. And then when I take the script, when I take that off, I don't have that mirror thing in my... That's so funny, man. I figured it out, Rich. You have the when you take your shades off, you have the mirror that protrudes your hologram of your script out in front of the windshield, so you can read it. And then when you have your glasses on, it's either the same thing. It's either in your glasses protruding out, or it's in your dashboard there. You have it hooked up with your older truck to make it seem like you don't. It's protruding out. So yeah, the sun will go down 12 noon, and if you don't believe it, I'm gonna tell God to do that, right? And when He does it, don't worship me, okay? Just understand that I'm just bringing the truth of everything and exposing it, and then we all get to live for an eternity, the rest of our lives, knowing God, and that's the best part.